Hi, I'm DIY Jeff, and welcome to the World Center of Racing, home of the Daytona 500.
DIY Jeff, a place to find helpful how-tos and honest reviews.
Unfortunately, I won't be able to do any performance testing here on my car at Daytona International Speedway, but I thought it was a great backdrop for the intro of the video and to share with you a little bit about what I plan on doing to test my car. So this is my 2006 Deluxe V6 Pony Package Mustang. The Deluxe package adds an upgraded Shaker 500 sound system with a 6-disc CD changer, power driver seat, and ABS brakes. The Pony package by Steeda upgraded the stock 16-inch wheels to deep rim 18s, upgraded to the GT suspension, added Steeda 1.5-inch lowering springs, and added a rear stabilizer bar. Since the car is 14 years old and still had much of the original suspension system, I upgraded to PowerStop Z23 drilled and slotted rotors with ceramic brake pads, changed out the rear shocks for KYB shocks, and changed out the front struts with Monroe OE Spectrum struts. I did upgrade to the GT500 strut mounts and also changed out the lower control arms for GT500 ones as well. The Pony package also added a couple of upgrades under the hood. The stock airbox was replaced with a Steeda cold air intake, and also a Steeda strut tower brace was added to complement the 4-liter, 210 horsepower, 240 foot-pounds of torque engine. I added a few upgrades as well. I changed out the stock coil pack for a Screamin' Demon performance coil pack and complemented it with 10mm performance distributor wires and NKG Iridium 9 performance plugs. Lastly, I made a few exterior mods, like replacing the stock bumper with a GT California Special bumper, changed out the stock headlights for smoked LED headlights and smoked halo fog lights, added speedform side scoops, side quarter and rear window louvers, color-matched rocker panels, replacing the stock black ABS plastic panels, added a performance rear wing, wrapped the taillights, and added an aggressive aluminum rear diffuser. And lastly, I upgraded to a MagnaFlow dual competition cat pack exhaust that significantly upgrades the sound, as you'll hear later during the testing time, making the puny single stock exhaust sound like a sleeping baby. And to top it all off, it has an SCT X2 tuner with a 87 and 93 octane tune. I'm really excited about this video today, and I can't wait to show you some of the performance testing. As part of the testing, I plan on seeing how fast the car will go 0 to 60, how fast it'll do the 1/8 mile and the 1/4 mile. I'll do 3 runs of each and take the average of those 3 runs. The first test will be with the 87 octane tune, and then I will do an additional test several days later with the 93 octane tune. I can't wait to get this testing started. I'm gonna have you ride along with me in the car, so let's go.
All right, so we're on our way to the site where I'm going to be doing the performance testing. It's a rural section of road, so there's very little vehicle traffic, and I'll be making sure that there aren't any cars around while I'm doing my testing. I do have a confession to make though. I came out yesterday and did some filming because I had planned on using a app, which I'll link down in the video description. Do not use this app. I wasted several hours yesterday fiddling around with it and recording, and did some tests for 0 to 60 and 1/4 mile, and it just was not a reliable app. The results were all over the place. Sometimes it would say over 12 seconds, and that time didn't work either. 12.8 seconds. There's no way it took 12.8 seconds to go 0 to 60. And then other times it might be down in the 8.5 seconds. I think the best run I had was 7.9 seconds. So I went home a little dejected last night, and I started doing some other research and found another app It's called Car Performance. I'll link it down in the video description for you as well. We're going to give that app a try. I did test it a little bit and it seems to be more accurate. But I was also doing some looking around and realized that I have a little OBDII dongle that I have for vehicle diagnostic performance for check engine lights. It's called Fixed, F-I-X-D. I'll link that down in the description for you. And it works by Bluetooth to your smartphone. Did a little looking around inside the app, and even though it's not really designed to be a performance testing app, it does have a section that will let you test 0 to 60 and the quarter mile. So that's the plan, is to use my OBDII port, which is supposed to be spot on, and there shouldn't be any lag time for GPS tracking or motion sensing. So that's the hope, is that we'll get a more accurate performance data. On the downside, that this app will only do 0 to 60 and a quarter mile. So hopefully you won't be too disappointed. I know I mentioned in the intro of the video that I was going to be doing the 8th mile test. So as of now, that is on hold. The Car Performance app that I got for free in the App Store, it will do the 8th mile, and we may try to do a run with that, but keeping in mind that the data I pull from that won't be as spot on as the OBDII port. All right, I got my app set up. Couple of important things to note. It's 75 degrees outside, fairly low humidity. I think it's around 70%, maybe 75. Running on 3/8 of a tank of gas. We'll have the AC off for this test. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, so test number 1 is done. OBDII sensor says that was 8.14 seconds, which makes sense because I was spinning the tires at the very beginning there. I had it revved up to about 1500 RPM. That may just have been a little too much for it. So we will try it again. This time maybe only rev up to about 1000 RPM. The app showed 10.005 seconds. So it was almost 2 seconds slower than the OBDII port. All right, so I'm having some problems with the Bluetooth connection on the OBDII port. I've tried a couple attempts. You haven't seen them on camera because they were failed attempts. It's losing connection. So we're gonna try this again. All right, 3, 2, 1. All right, that was 8.44 seconds on the OBDII and 9.567 on the app. But I have a confession to make. I forgot to turn off the AC. So that makes sense why it was a little bit slower than the first one. I think it was 0.3 seconds slower. I think that first one was 8.14. We'll try it again, this time without the AC. Second time, without AC this time. 3, 2, 1. All right, getting a little closer. That was 7.97 seconds on the OBDII sensor, and 8.5 seconds on the app. So those were definitely a lot closer together this time. This will be the third time. AC's off. 3, 2, 1, go! Alright, I can tell that one didn't hook right away. Yeah, 8.19 seconds. I lost a little bit there on tires were spinning at the beginning. I guess 1500 RPMs is just a little too fast. 1200 RPM, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go! Alright, so that was 8.28 seconds. And I think the tire slipped just a hair at the beginning. The GPS app shows 9.339 seconds. Pulling out here, I want to go ahead and just give it one more. Just because those tires just aren't, they're not hooking at the beginning, and it's definitely reducing the time. So I'm going to try here just maybe only. It idles around 800. I may just go to 1,000. 3, 2, 1, go. Even there, that even had a hard time hooking. I felt it slip at the beginning. All right, so that was 8.17. Pretty close on the app. 8.354 on the app. So those were definitely a lot closer together. I'm not sure what the difference is. Why sometimes the app is close and sometimes it's not. I think it just has to do with the GPS sensor on the phone being able to, how quickly it's able to pick up movement in the car. All right, so we're going to use that as a baseline. We'll take the average of those 4 runs together. I think it's going to be pretty close to that 8.17 that last run was. I'll throw it up on the screen here so you can see the average of the 3. All right, I'm set up here to do my first run at the quarter mile. First run, start off at 1,000. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, the app showed 16.23 seconds. I'll throw it up on the screen here for you, but I think it was 15.9 by car and driver. So that's pretty close. Here we go, round number 2. 3, 2, 1, go! Wow, the tire didn't grab until second gear. All right, 13 seconds. 16.23. And the app showed 16.002. Very interesting. All right, we're gonna go for a third and final attempt here. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, it didn't hook at the very beginning. All right, 12 seconds. Hey, 15.94. I'm good with that. That's the best one we've had out of the 3. The app showed 14.99. So it looks like the app is having a hard time catching the vehicle as it first starts in motion. Obviously the OBDII port's able to pick up as soon as the tire starts moving. So the app's lagging behind. That one was almost a second behind. So that's going to conclude the first round of testing with the 87 Octane. Next time you see me out here, we're going to be using the 93 Octane with the 93 Octane tune from SCT. It's several days later and we're on our way back to the testing site. Between the last test and now, I have used up the rest of the 87 Octane in the tank, took it down to just about 0, filled it back up with 93 Octane. After filling it up with the 93, drove around town for about 30 miles, still on the 87 tune. And to be honest, I didn't feel any difference at all. There was no hiccup, there was no change in performance, nothing. No check engine lights, just ran like it was running 87. When I put the 93 tune on it, I could tell just a slight difference. It seemed to run just a hair smoother. It's almost imperceptible. And it seemed to shift just a little bit higher in the RPMs, just a little bit. So I don't know if that's just my mind messing with me or if there actually is a difference in the shift performance. Given driving around with the 93, not feeling any perceptible difference between the 87, my hopes aren't set really high here that the testing is going to show anything different than the 87 showed, but maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. First run 0 to 60 in 3, 2, 1, go! .8 seconds. That's definitely an improvement over the 87 Octane. App says 7.67 seconds. Run number 2 in 3, 2, 1, go! Felt it sliding just a little bit at the beginning. 7.59 seconds on the OBDII port. 7.624 on the performance app. Run number 3, 3, 2, 1, go! .43 seconds on the OBDII port. 8.658 on the performance app. Having some fun here, so I'm just going to go ahead and go for number 4, just for fun. 3, 2, 1, go! .55 seconds on the OBDII port. 7.244 on the performance app. Run number 5. Sorry, I promise this is the last one. 3, 2, 1, go! Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on! 7.31! Our best one! Woohoo! 8.570 on the performance app. I think 7.31 is about as fast as this car is going to go, 0 to 60. So here's the average of those 5 runs. I'm guessing we're somewhere around the 7.5 range. Here's a comparison between the 87 Octane and the 93 Octane, which I'm thinking were about half a second quicker with the 93 Octane on 0 to 60. Quarter mile, run number 1 in 3, 2, 1, go! ...7 seconds... 12 seconds. 15.88 on the OBDII, so that is the best run so far, since 15.97 was the best with the 87 Octane. The performance app showed 15.628, so fairly close. Run number 2 in 3, 2, 1, go! Seconds, 13 seconds, 15.92 for the OBDII, 15.663 for the performance app, so not too far off from the first run. Run number 3 in 3, 2, 1, go! I'm starting off just to idle on these, and then putting a hair less. 13 seconds. 15.8. That's the best run yet. Sorry, I was gonna say I'm starting off at idle, and then slowly getting into the gas pedal for the first maybe like quarter second, just so I don't spin the tires, and then putting it down to the floor. So that's worked the best so far, 15.8. The performance app was 15.407. Sorry guys, I lost the sensor in this last one after it hit the 15.8, and I wasn't able to get a screenshot of it. So you're just gonna have to trust me on that one. The motto of my YouTube channel is I'm not gonna lie to you. But for posterity's sake, we're gonna do one more. Run number 4 in 3, 2, 1, go! Five seconds. 10 seconds. OBDII 15.76, performance app 14.954.
The average of the 4 runs was 15.84 for the OBDII port and 15.413 for the app. So while the app was showing a little faster, it was within 2.7% of accuracy. It was less accurate though for the 0 to 60 test, coming in at 4.8% slower. So here's what you've been waiting for if you've made it this far into the video. A summary of all the data. The green is a summary of the important numbers. The performance app really struggled with the 87 Octane during the 0 to 60 test, showing 10% higher than actual. It was better during the 93 Octane test at only a 4.8% increase. Comparing actuals versus the performance app in the quarter mile testing, the app showed a 3.9% quicker result with the 87 and 2.7% quicker with the 93. So in the quarter mile testing, it really was fairly close. The most important numbers to look at, and why I did all this testing in the first place, is to compare the differences between the 87 and 93 octanes. For the 0 to 60 test, the 93 averaged 7.2% faster, while the quarter mile testing only saw a 1.8% quicker result. I know nothing about Octane's effect on an engine, but it appears it makes a much bigger difference accelerating in the higher RPMs, where the engine stayed during the 0 to 60 tests. If you have knowledge of Octane's specific effects on an engine, or have misstated my hypothesis, please let me know in the comments.
I'm just not so sure it's worth it for the price that you're going to pay extra for that slight advantage. That being said, I am doing the testing on a V6 versus a V8, so maybe there's a difference in performance with octane boost on a larger engine. The performance app, while not being quite as accurate, it did work every single time on starting and stopping to collect the data. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this performance testing and whether or not you'd like to see any other performance testing done on my car. Please give me some suggestions on what performance testing you'd like to see. If this video gets 5,000 likes, I'll take the top 2 suggestions in the comments, and if at all feasible, I'll do the testing. One idea is that I could do a performance braking test showing the difference between my current setup, which is the PowerStop Z23 drilled and slotted rotors with ceramic brake pads, and a set of OEM rotors and standard brake pads. While my OBDII dongle doesn't have that capability, the performance app does. To get a second data point, I could set up my camera to watch my speedometer as I go from 60 to 0, and then later in editing I could actually check and see how close it was to the app. But I'm open to whatever suggestions you may have. I do ask for one small little favor, and that is for you V8 Mustang owners, please do not roast me in the comment section. This video is meant to be a comparison between 8793 Octane, not the difference between V6 and V8 Mustangs. But I do welcome any constructive criticism that you may have. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Also, while you're at it, click the bell icon next to the subscribe button and you'll get notified every time I upload a new video.
DIY Jeff, a YouTube channel where I'm not gonna lie to you.